Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into a massive technology roadmap that lays out the entire future of the automotive industry, all the way to 2040.
Okay, let's just get right into it. The source material for this makes one thing absolutely clear. The global auto industry is going through the biggest, most profound change it's seen in 100 years. Seriously, this is so much more than a few new features. We're talking about a fundamental revolution that's changing the car itself, the entire industry, and even how we relate to our vehicles.
So, what's driving all this? Well, it really boils down to two huge interconnected forces. And these aren't just nudging the industry along. They are completely rewriting the rulebook from the ground up.
Now, these two forces, AI and carbon neutrality, they aren't just working side by side. You have to think of them as fusing together, creating this incredible exponential change. AI isn't just a cool feature anymore. It's becoming the core operating system of the vehicle. And carbon neutrality, that's not just a nice-to-have goal. It's the global mandate that's forcing this massive green transition.
So, this AI transformation is turning the car from, a simple tool into what the report calls an embodied AI. And what does that actually mean? It means your car is becoming a true partner. Picture this. Your car sees a 9 a.m. meeting in your calendar, it checks the live traffic, sees it's a mess, and then it proactively says to you, hey, we're probably going to be 15 minutes late. I've already found a faster route, and I can send a message to the organizer to let them know. Should I do that? You see, that is the leap from a passive machine to an active, thinking partner.
And what's fascinating is that while this goal of decarbonization is global, the way everyone's getting there is totally different. You've got the EU, which is all in on a zero-carbon target. They started with a laser focus on battery electric vehicles, but are now opening up to things like hydrogen. Then there's the US, taking a more pragmatic approach, kind of encouraging a bunch of different clean energy technologies. And China? They're on this dual track, making gas engines better while at the same time pushing super hard for EVs.
Okay, so let's see how this all comes together. Because with these huge forces at play, the very definition of a car is being completely reborn. It's not just about getting from point A to point B anymore. Not even close.
In this new world, the car basically shapeshifts and takes on three new really powerful roles. First, it becomes a distributed energy unit. Think of it as a battery on wheels that can actually sell its extra power back to the grid. Second, it's a mobile computing node, literally a supercomputer rolling down the street processing tons of data. And third, as self-driving tech gets better and we don't have to focus on the road, it becomes an intelligent living space, a third space that's not home and not work, but a place for you to relax or get some work done.
So, here's the crucial takeaway. As the car's identity is changing, the whole industry is being rewired. We're shifting away from that old, straight line of supply chain, parts to factory to you, and moving into this complex, interconnected web. And this quote just nails it. Soon, you won't just be buying a car, you'll be buying a subscription to an entire ecosystem of mobility, energy, and data services. All right, so we've covered the big ideas. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty. This is the actual strategic roadmap, the concrete plan that lays out all the key milestones for the next couple of decades.
The targets here are just incredibly ambitious. I mean, look at this. The overall market size grows, sure, but check out the real story. By 2030, new energy vehicles, that's EVs, hydrogen, the works, are expected to be about 70% of the market. And by 2035, more than 70% of new cars could have high-level automation, meaning they can pretty much drive themselves in most situations. This is not a slow burn. This is a rapid, full-scale takeover.
Okay, now I want you to look at this very specific number, 500 watt-hours per kilogram. This might seem super technical, but trust me, it is everything. This is the target for how much energy a battery can hold by 2030. Why does it matter so much? Because hitting this number is the key. It's what unlocks longer range, makes vehicles lighter, brings down costs. Basically, it's one of the main things that makes this entire vision possible. Okay, so this all sounds incredible, right? And it is a big but. The report is also super pragmatic. It's very clear that this amazing future has some significant systemic hurdles that the whole industry has to figure out how to jump over together. And we're not talking about simple bumps in the road. These are four massive, tangled-up challenges. You've got technology bottlenecks, like getting enough high-performance chips. You have a real lack of deep teamwork between car companies, energy grids, and tech giants. The rulebooks and standards just can't keep up with how fast the tech is moving. And there's a huge talent gap, a massive need for brilliant software and AI engineers. You can't just solve one of these. They all have to be tackled at once. So, what does this all mean for the companies actually building these cars and technologies? Well, because of all these changes and challenges, the entire game of competition in the auto world is being fundamentally rewritten. Yeah, it's no longer just about one car company versus another. The new battleground is ecosystem versus ecosystem. Success isn't just about who sells the most cars anymore, it's about who builds the strongest, most integrated network of partners, from chip designers to utility companies to cloud services. Trying to go it alone in this new world? That's pretty much a strategy for failure.
And so, as this whole revolution barrels toward this future of smart, easy mobility, the report leaves us with this one last, really provocative thought. The car is changing from a machine we control into an intelligent partner, a partner that might end up knowing us better than we know ourselves. So the real question becomes, when we finally do hand over control of the steering wheel for good, what else are we giving away with it? That's something we're all going to have to think about as we drive into this wild new future.